Murtz Jaffer here on the set of the Suit spinoff with Gina Torres, actually in Jessica's bedroom, if I'm right.
That's correct.
Yes.
Jessica Pearson's bedroom. Yes, that already is
Yes.
different from Suits.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what? This is kind of what I expect from Jessica, right? Like it has her sort of touch to it.
Yes, absolutely. It was one of the most impressive things walking onto this set in particular is they got it so right. It's just so opulent and beautiful and really a mixture of femininity and power and the colors are fantastic. I'd move in tomorrow if they let me.
Now, speaking of femininity and power, I mean, tell me about this spin-off, right? Because those are central themes.
They are, very much so. What's so glorious about this for Jessica Pearson fans who have missed me on Suits is you really get to delve more into who she is as a woman, how she got to where she is. You get to see you get to see the chess playing in action, and I think that's incredibly exciting, and not just in her work life, but also in her personal life. What makes her tick? What breaks her heart? As well as kicking ass the way she usually does and the way you want her to.
You know, I was one of those hardcore Suits fans, and when I heard that like Jessica is leaving, I'm like, you know what? Like, we can't just let Harvey run this ship, okay? He's gonna miss that voice of reason. So, for the people like me who watched that show, that were so upset about Jessica leaving, what will they find in this show?
Well, I believe that they will find a very different show than what Suits was and has become. This show's really more about a reality that is timely, that it touches not just the 5% and the terrible things that the 5% do to each other with the money that they have to do to each other, but this is about everybody else. This world is so much more expansive.
Was it hard for you to sort of like get into the politics frame of mind? Like it's been legal for so long. Do you have to sort of like brush up on Chicago and the politics and that sort of thing?
Not at all. It was actually the political climate that inspired this show, that inspired me to dream this whole little scenario up. It was what was happening, I guess, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yes.
With the election and how it was changing and how we as a public were taking in information and the new normal, which shouldn't be normal at all, and seeing all of the players that inhabit that world and what makes them tick. Are they guns for hire? Are they truly believers? Are they in it for the money? Are they in it for a higher moral ground or a lower moral ground? What is driving these people? And depending on where you fit on the ladder, you're motivated by different things.
Now, one of the other characters, I heard that you were actually the one who pitched it in Yoli, who was played by a Latina actress in Isabel. And the character is a dreamer, if I'm correct. So can you tell me a little bit more about that and why that was so important to you?
Like I said, this is, we are striving to be mirrors of where we are right now as a country, as a people, as a society. And that is very much on the front burner. And to create a character, to have a character in this world that you come to sort of, my hope is that you come to love her and appreciate her. She's brilliant. She's, the typical millennial who you want to sort of scoop up and embrace and slap around at the same time, who is absolutely, completely American in every way. And then to find out that this is her background, that she is a dreamer, and that she stands to lose everything that she has worked so hard for, and that her parents have worked so hard for. And that's a storyline that is absolutely worth telling and essential that we tell.
Now, going back to Suits for a second, I loved the camaraderie. Like I think that's what stood out to me, the chemistry that the cast had. Do you capture that same sort of chemistry? I know it's the same writing team, a few members from the same writing team as Suits. Do you have that same chemistry? Because every scene with like you and Harvey, and like Gabriel and Patrick, are we going to get the same thing here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I keep saying this, I really, truly am so in love with this cast. They're so talented. They're right on it. And that has so much to do with, that's everything. And we get along great. We have nothing but the utmost respect for each other. We crack each other up behind the scenes. But between action and cut, there's definitely some magic happening.
We saw shades of Jessica's like heart in Suits. Now that she's working for the mayor and Bobby Novak, is there more of that inner turmoil between like doing her job and sort of the right thing?
Yes, you that comes up a lot. Like I said, I think what was difficult with Jessica is she's not the warm and fuzzy person that you embrace right off the bat. It is a well earned admiration and respect and affection that you have for her. Um, in this setting, she is the underdog, which is not a position that you're used to seeing her in at all. She is most definitely a fish out of water. You see that she is not only put in positions where she has to care about things and people, but you see her need and her desire, and in some cases her hunger to have that experience in her life, to have people in her life, because she was so isolated in the Suits world. And like I said, it's different. It's not five percenters. It's not that kind of fantasy, heightened reality kind of a show. It really brings you down into a place that is far more accessible and relatable.
You have had so many credits to your name. Where does this show rank in terms of the projects that you've worked on?
Right now, it's my baby. It's my baby. It's living with a particular character now for 8 years, which for any actor is really quite extraordinary. And that I've been given this opportunity to now bring her into a brighter light, and that I have a say in that, and that I have a seat at the table and I'm being listened to at this stage in my life and career is really quite an extraordinary thing. And so I take none of it for granted.
I think that's a really great point. You've sort of lived and breathed this character. Like, how important is Jessica Pearson to Gina Torres?
Right now, she's taking up a lot of my time. It's a good thing I like her. She's very important. She's very important to me because in encompassing this woman as long as I have, I've also come to understand from a different perspective, not just as an actress doing a role, but what this persona means to people, what she exemplifies for young women, for women in business, not just attorneys, for
Women in color.
for women of color, absolutely. She is a role model, and that's not something you set out to do, but when it happens, the responsibility of that is real, and so I look forward to doing more of that, and expanding on that, and certainly being an executive producer on this show is a big deal and a big part of that as well.
Why should people tune into this show? Like, is it just for Suits fans? Is it for people that like politics?
Oh God, it's not just for Suits fans, no. Of course, I expect each and every one of the Suits fans to come and watch the show. And I also say that it's a very different show. It's you will, I believe, start the show happy to see Jessica and be reunited with Jessica.
Very happy. Very, very happy she's back. Yes.
Reunited with Jessica Pearson, and then hold on tight because I'm getting ready to take you around the corner and down the street, and into a whole other world. And it is a world of politics. It is a world of mystery and intrigue. It's a darker horse than Suits. And maybe you'll learn something and feel a few things, and you will get a giggle every now and then.
Amazing. Now, last question for you is this. Can you give me an Easter egg? Maybe a scene that you really like that we can expect for. Is there something that we should sort of keep an eye on?
Oh gosh.
Only one, though. Only one.
It is probably the most asked question on the social media, in the social media world, which is, are we going to see any Suits characters pop up? Yes.
I love it. Gina. Oh, I love it. Gina, thank you so much. Yes.